The creature I'm going to recreate today is the Wendigo. You've probably heard of it, but I'm not sure. It's a creature that roams the northern parts of America. It roams the forests and wants human flesh. Some people believe it's a human that's gone crazy because they've eaten human flesh. They get these superpowers, and yeah. I wanted to create a little bit more animal-like, and I googled just Wendigo, and I found some pictures I wanted to recreate, or at least take inspiration from. I did my own twists and turns of it, and I came up with this creature. It's still a Wendigo, but it's not really the mythology Wendigo. It's not really the human version. So, I hope you enjoy it, and here's the tutorial. Let's go! Alright, so I'm gonna teach you how to create this skull. And I began to sketch out some sketches of the idea I wanted, and the sketches became cardboard, which became steel wire. And this is going to be the base for the papier-mâché. For the papier-mâché. And yeah, anyway. Newspaper and glue, and metal skull, and boom. The base is important for the clay. If the base is rubbish, it's a good chance the finished product will be rubbish as well. So don't rush this part. Alright? Great. Look what I found. Okay, this is taking long. Clay done! Makeup, okay. Makeup and clay and makeup and makeup and water. Okay, so I dilute the makeup, the eyeshadow with water, and I shaded the parts that were deeper set. I looked at some reference photos for this. Painting done. Now on with the antlers. So I went out in the forest and found some twigs on the ground, and I simply chose the one I liked, and I tied them together with some rope and some hot glue. I also found some pine cones and glued the thingies onto the base of the horn. I glued the antlers on with hot glue. This is how it looks like from the front. The green moss is made of some green yarn I fluffed up with a brush and stuck it on, and the green parts on the skull is the yarn with the glue. This is the finished skull with the unpainted jaw attached. I used the same technique for the jaw, that is the metal wire and the paper mache and the clay. The jaw moves when I open my mouth, but it's not working as smoothly as I would have wanted it to do. The shading is all done with makeup. The only things I painted with acrylics are the inside of the mouth and some white parts of the skull. Was that correct grammar? I am not sure. I made a headpiece of the wire, and I attached that to some toothpicks I glued on with some hot glue. I also attached it to the side of the skull, as you see now, and I connected everything in the middle like this. To make it a little bit more comfortable for my nose, I put some foam right there where my nose is supposed to sit. I attached a rubber band to the moving jaw, like this, and I also attached it in the front to keep it closed when I'm trying to open my mouth. Oh, whoops. As you can see, it's working pretty good. To keep it in the same place on my chin, I glued on some foam to stop it from sliding back and forth. This is how it's kinda supposed to sit on the head. The rubber band is supposed to sit higher up, but this is how it's constructed. I made a little tail out of the wire and the rope, and I just sewed that on to my pants. The ears are made of latex, and the fluff is the green yarn that I glued on to match my aesthetic. Moving on to the makeup. Disclaimer though, if you can't stand body hair or soft body parts, I highly recommend you to leave right now. And also, I'm painting ribs on my chest, so if you're sensitive to that kind of stuff, you can either skip this part or stop watching. Alright, so I began to sketch out my ribs with some cream paint, lighter than my skin color, because this is going to act as the highlighter. And I used a reference photo for this. I tried to fill my own ribs, but that didn't work, so I just looked at a picture. So I'm just sketching out, and the highlights are actually important. Almost more important than the actual shade itself. Just cause it's bone and it sticks out. Yeah, gotta highlight the bony part. So I'm just speeding it up a little bit because this is kind of boring to watch. But I'm slowly adding shadow. And personally, I would actually go darker than this. I do go darker, but I would go even darker to get the depth I was thinking about. Especially if you want to take pictures or film in a dark forest, you probably have to get a little bit more shade in there. And I blend this out to my heart's desire, and I blend upwards because this is not just a shadow, this is a curve. The ribs are curves, and I'm just checking. This is good. Alright. Anyway, I blend it upwards because it's a curve, and the shadow falls differently on a curve. So it's a softer shadow. But I could definitely use some more depth, especially under the ribs, like the rib cage. Under the rib cage, I would probably have to go a little bit heavier on it. You can see I go heavy, but yeah. Also probably go on with a highlighter again. I bind my feet and I put my little ears on with some glue. And this is me mapping out where I thought I had to map out where all of the black paint would go, but I changed my mind, so I just taken this off, and I just painted my whole face black. I am not gonna keep it black though. I'm gonna wait until it dries and I'm gonna put some more green in it, but for this part I'm just painting it black. I skipped my ears also, but I go in later to fill them. And I'm just checking where I was. Okay, there's a spot. So this is me watering my line. I'm just kidding. My water line. I fill it in with black. Going in with some black paint in my ears, and now I'm getting my choker. I took this off because it's a bit uncomfortable, but I forgot to put it back. Just trying to get into my costume. It's not working very well. I got stuck. I didn't want to rip my ears out, but it works. It worked. Now I'm just going in with the green I was talking about. I wanted it to match my ears a little bit more. So I'm just going in with the green moss, similar to the ears, I guess. I wanted it to creep up on my cheeks and to break up the black a little bit. I go in with a lighter shade to make it more visible. So I painted my hands black too, with just one hand. And I put some latex and cotton on my fingertips. Just painted that black. Here I'm putting it on the rubber band first, and then the steel wire. Just to, yeah, It's not that uncomfortable, it's just my nose get a little bit crushed and I speak very funny. But it's fine. Black beanie. I didn't want to color my hair, so I just put some black beanie on. I would probably paint these metal wires and my neck. Forgot about that, and my other hand, of course. So that's just the finished product, I guess. Yeah, I hope that was good. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope I helped. And thank you for watching. Till next time, goodbye.